in one of our previous videos, we showed you how to snap it together, and now we're gonna show you how to cut it. These come in 3-foot sticks, so if you need, let's say, an 8-foot run, you're gonna need to trim back a foot on your 3rd stick. So what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna keep it unlocked. You take a tape measure, and there's 2 ways of marking your line. Neither of them work better than the other, it's just whatever's more comfortable for you. So what you do, say we need a foot off of it. You take your tape measure, and you could either go around the duct, making dots at 1 foot, all around it, or if you're more comfortable this way, what you do is you set your tape measure to 12 inches, you set something behind the duct so it doesn't roll on you, you set your tape measure at the edge, and then you're going to go ahead and just drag towards yourself. If you choose to do this way, I would take your time doing it, because until you do a few of them, it's going to get a little bit shaky on the accuracy if you try to rush it. So you're going to drag there, reset the duct, drag towards you, and you're going to go all the way around until you have this line connected to both sides of the duct. Once you have that done, what you're going to do is you're going to grab your snips and start on one end of the duct and just trace your line all the way down. To make it easier on yourself, what you're going to want to do is the side that you're cutting off, as you cut, you're going to want to guide your snips by lifting up on this. It just creates more of a space for your snips to move. And then also, until you get used to it, while you're cutting this duct, if it becomes too much, what you can do is you just cut off the excess. That way you have less to work with. After you get that first part off, you have a lot more room to work with your hand in here, and you just kind of keep following that suit until you get all the way around the duct. You're going to want to try to take your time doing this and get a clean cut, because when you go to snap it back in, what you're going to want to have is it all even coming this way. Again, you stop, you fold this part up, get yourself some room to work in there. And then once you start to get towards the other end, I like to flip the duct. That way, instead of wrestling this, you're starting with a whole new side. And then what you should end up with is the same exact version of the duct, just a foot shorter. And then you're going to complete the same process as when it's a full length duct. You're going to push in right here, snap it together until you hear that. And let's say we had cut off this crimp side, and all you had was 2 raw ends now. What you're going to want to do, grab your crimpers. You're going to lay the duct flat, and why we crimp the edges is they come factory like this, because this shrinks it in about 1/8 inch, making it easier to get the actual size duct up and over it. So for demonstration's sake, let's say we had 2 raw ends like this. You're going to take your crimpers with the 3 blade side on the outside. You're just going to go, and it doesn't take a tremendous amount of pressure. You don't need to bend the duct yourself. Just by closing the clamp, it's going to do it itself. And you're just going to go and follow the duct all the way around until you have the factory crimp that you cut off. And that way, when you go to connect the duct, you're not going to have to wrestle getting it over the full size of the duct. Now when you get to this seam where you snapped it in, don't worry about trying to crimp that. You're gonna drive yourself nuts trying to get that flat. If you do a good job of crimping all the way around this, that's not gonna matter. This will take the duct in enough that that seam's not gonna stop your duct from going up and over it. So now that you have it crimped, you have this side smaller than your flat side, and this is gonna be the end heading towards the airflow where you're gonna connect your next piece.